Hi, I'm Monica Bay. I'm here at LegalTech New York, and I'm talking with Jeff Litvack. We talked previously in another video about the new Law.com app, but I'd like to explore a little bit more with you on what are the challenges that practitioners are facing, perhaps most specifically the big law, which is going under such upheasion right now, and the relationships between corporate counsel are a little iffier, and the corporate counsel's tired of paying for their associates to learn how to use Outlook. Mobile is sort of changing everything, and BYOD is changing everything. What are the pain points that you see in big law, and how are our digital efforts going to help them for that?
Well, technology is changing everything. It's making it much more easier to get access to information. And as a result of that, we're also getting information overload. And ultimately, what we want to be able to do is help lawyers find the right information that's fit for them, what they need to know for their client or for the type of practice that they're in. So what we're really investing in is a much more personalized, customized experience. We're trying to make sure that we build technologies that are going to help surface the right information to you. We also, secondly, think of the aspect of community. So a one-way voice. In the past, it was always a one-way voice for ALM, which was we were telling you what you needed to know. But in fact, now the community can speak back as well. So you can hear a lot more about how we're going to allow the community to really participate in the conversation, and the great thought leaders and provoking articles that are going to come out of folks that are not the professional writers from ALM, but from a bigger network that we'll be launching very soon.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because that's been the model that we've used at Law Technology News, because we are very nimble, we have a small staff, but the heart and soul of LTN is the fact that for 15 years we've identified key leaders, many of whom you're going to see today in other videos, and have a very strong board. And I would say at least half of our content, if not more, is contributed content. Tell our readers a little bit about what this new project is going to be, and they might be interested in approaching to participate. So give them a little 411 on that.
It's called the Law.com Contributor Network. It will be launching later this month, and it will allow legal bloggers, educators and the like to basically have a forum to really post and broadcast their opinions on the web itself through Law.com. And any lawyers as well. And you'll see participation. We're going to have participation from smaller law firms through basically large law, all be participating in this conversation. It's modeled after the Forbes.com contributor network, if you're familiar with that.
And how will our work interface with some of our colleagues at, like, I just wrote the cover story about the new president of Thomson Reuters Legal, and they have a program called Practical Law that they're integrating into their Westlaw Next. Thomson Reuters obviously has programs that are like that, as does Bloomberg and as does Wolters Kluwer. How does the synergy that's created with these other third parties help legal professionals to be able to use our stuff and integrate with some of these other programs?
Well, I think if you talk about the contributors in particular, it's really about being able to build their brands and get more people to acknowledge what they're doing. Ultimately, in the massive content that's out there today, one of the things that we can do is leverage the Law.com brand, the fact that we have such a large audience there today, and the fact that we're very highly searched out from a Google and SEO perspective. So we'll be able to bring those articles to the forefront, and we'll have curators as well that are going to be looking at what's being written and being able to intermix it right alongside the professionally written content by our own journalists at ALM.
And we have the best URL on the planet, Law.com.
Absolutely.
Now, last question for you. If any of our audience was interested in finding out a little bit more about the contributors group, they might be willing or interested in participating, how do they reach out to us?
They could reach out to me directly, which is basically my J. Litvack, my last name, at ALM.com.
And if you don't remember his name, mine's easier. It's mbay at ALM.com, and I'm really good at forwarding stuff to Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you again, Monica.
I'm Monica Bay, and we will see you at the next edition of LTN Videos.